Apple just released another iPad, the M1 iPad Air. Is it any good, and should you buy it for your trading? Find out in today's video. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So in this video I'll be going over some of the specs of the new iPad and telling you guys whether I think you should buy it or not. So let's start by talking about the M1 chip. Apple's M1 chip powers some of Apple's most powerful products, and now we get to see it in the iPad Air 2. The fact that we get the M1 chip in Apple's mid-range iPad is pretty cool. Before this iPad was released, you'd have to purchase the top of the range iPad in order to get peak performance. Now with the M1 chip, the iPad Air delivers 60% faster performance, which is perfect for running heavy apps like LumaFusion, Lightroom and TradingView. As a trader, you require a fast and reliable device when analysing charts and entering trades. Now that the new iPad Air has the M1 chip, trading on it will be both fast and reliable. On top of this, the iPad Air also offers up to 10 hours of battery life, which is great as apps such as TradingView and MetaTrader 4 can use up a lot of battery during the day. When it comes to design, the iPad Air is pretty much identical to the iPad Pro. However, the iPad Air is available in 5 different colours: Space Grey, Starlight, Pink, Purple and Blue. Like all of Apple's products, the iPad Air has a premium feel and finish. The iPad Air is also very lightweight, which makes it easy to take around. The iPad Air also has both a back and front facing camera, which are pretty decent. If you use the camera on your iPad, great. However, I don't think the camera will be the main reason to buy an iPad. Then you have the Liquid Retina display on the iPad Air. The Liquid Retina display is very nice and enjoyable to use. Whether you are analysing charts or just watching YouTube, you'll have a great experience. Even though the display is not as vivid as the display on the iPad Pro, the colours still look very sharp when compared to other tablets on the market. When it comes to unlocking the iPad Air, you also have the fingerprint scanner on the lock button, which works pretty well. The iPad Air is also compatible with both the Apple Pencil and Magic Keyboard, so if you are considering grabbing them, you won't have a problem. In fact, I actually suggest not grabbing the Magic Keyboard, as it makes you forget that the iPad is a tablet. What I'm trying to say is that the Magic Keyboard is so good that it pretty much turns your iPad into a laptop. However, if this is something you're looking for, then by all means grab the Magic Keyboard. On the other hand, the Apple Pencil is a great accessory to have. It's perfect for taking notes and can be used by traders when carrying out technical analysis. When it comes to trading on the iPad is more than capable of running apps such as TradingView and MetaTrader 4. The TradingView app's UI is actually very clean and efficient. TradingView has added various features to the app which makes it enjoyable to use. Then you have MetaTrader 4, which is pretty much the same as when you use it on your iPhone. Alright guys, so to give you a quick example of what it's like to trade on the iPad Air, I'll be analysing a chart for you. So here we have the daily time frame for GBP USD. So the first thing I'll do is I'll get my trend lines in, just like that. Then I can see there's a descending channel here, so let's clone that and simply put that here. So now we can see we have a channel. This trend line's been respected, and so is this. Here we can see price has broken the trend line, retested it and head back down. So let's take it down. Okay, so it's not my account, so I'm gonna have to, because I'm not logged in, I'm going to have to add my favorites to the time frames. So let's add 1 hour, 4 hour daily, and now it's a lot easier to navigate between the time frames. Next, okay, let's go back to daily. Next, what I'll do is put my support and resistance. Again, as it's not my account, it hasn't been set up to be extended to the right and left. So let's do that, just like that. Now we can check, is it valid? And as we can see, it's a valid support and resistance. Okay, so let's go back to this. Okay, let's go into the 4 hour now. As we can see, we have a minor resistance here, not as significant as the one on daily, of course, but but nevertheless it is still significant. Right, so let's go to an hour now. And okay, so what I'd look for here is a retest, and either price will respect the trend line, the resistance, and then price will head back down, or if price ain't ready to go down yet, it will head back up, break back inside the resistance, and then the resistance becomes the support, then it will head back up, back into the channel. Like this example here, as we saw, price broke out but it wasn't ready to head down, so it came back into the channel. We might have a similar event here, see price head back in and go back up. However, the way the markets are at the moment, who knows. Alright guys, so that's just a quick example of how I'd analyze a chart on TradingView on the iPad. So now that we've looked at the specs of the new iPad and what it's like to trade on it, should you buy it or not? Before the M1 chip was added to the iPad Air, the iPad Pro would have been the best option for anyone looking to buy an iPad. However, now that the iPad Air also has that new M1 chip, buyers can choose between the two. If you are someone who doesn't require a lot of storage and thinks 64 gig is enough for you, then you could save yourself about £200 by buying the iPad Air instead of the iPad Pro. Also, if you aren't someone who plans on using the iPad outside, then a slightly dimmer display isn't going to affect you. The only two features which may push you to buy the iPad Pro are Face ID and the 120Hz display. So I'd advise you to go use both iPads in store before you decide which one you want to buy. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.